Hey guys, welcome back for another video. My name is Deja and today we're going to be doing a giveaway for the Woomer 60 count of paint pens that I'm going to be using in this video to create this like tangulu themed house that it kind of became. All I know is that I saw this on Pinterest and just felt like it needed to be in my sketchbook, but I didn't necessarily know how to make that like landscape-ish. So I made it a house, and right now I'm just recklessly painting because, hey, free will, I can mix paint in the sketchbook, but I definitely want to just get that underpainting down, give it some time to dry, and then work with the markers because I want to see that warm hue of pink underneath. One of my favorite parts of working with dog portraits is definitely working with the eyes and kind of adding the little highlights and shadows that bring them to life and kind of put a little bit of soul into the painting. So kind of going back to that in this little puppy's like, I don't even know, these are probably like little sugar frosting button-ish type of things. If I'm being so real with you, I've never eaten anything like this. It just looks so yummy on the Pinterest page. Um, so I'm really happy that I was also able to make these little like spheres look just as yummy and shiny. I definitely kind of go through Roy G. Biv on this one, starting with yellow, moving to orange, and then red for the initial like, highlights on the ball. But from there, I kind of just have fun and play with a lot of different colors. I really like the way that these Woomer paint pens layer on top of each other and how I get to choose how opaque they are. There are a lot of different like color variations I could choose from, whether that's a more, like salmony orangey pink versus a bubblegum pink. There's a lot that I can find in this 60 set to make something like this feature so easy for me. So I really enjoyed adding all of the extra highlights, adding my little magical dots towards, the end of this little sphere here. But it was a good start to a great page, I'd like to say. Or let me not like, okay, it is a great page, but more than that, it was like a great experience. I don't like to like judge my pages like that per se. I like to think about the time that I spent doing it. And even when I get a little frustrated, I just like to think about the growth that I experienced, and these windows were a big growth factor for me. I really do wish I would have kept this blue, but I wanted to go a little bit more cottagey. I also wanted to, add a little bit more brown for the sake of being more inclusionist. Is that a word? Somebody check that for me. Of the brown at the top of the little like puppy muffin guy. But I ended up going orange with it anyways, just to kind of balance it with the gummy and make it blend in just a little bit more. And that's not a gummy, it's a hardened fruit. But I think it came out really well. And like I said, it's a great start. So at this point, I'm just going to be a little bit more vague with how I create this rose bush on top of like this fence that leads to the house. Just going through different shades of green, darker to lighter, to create the look of leaves and not spending too much time on the specifics the way I did with the house. Another thing I really like to do with paint pens, and especially working with these woomers, is just be mindful about the way I put down the paint on the page because that could be really helpful in creating different textures. So this wood look that I just created, basically just pressure and some color differences, but it was really simple to do. So I don't know. I think work smarter, not harder on these kinds of things, and paint pens makes it exactly that, smarter, not harder. Now, I was equally excited and nervous to work on these flowers in this little bush above the arch because I knew I wanted to do the same thing for the flowers that I did with the leaves and make it a little bit more abstract and focus on not, focusing in on those details the way I always have. So it was a little daunting to try something new, but at the same time, I was really excited because I don't know, I guess I felt the relief of not having to work on details as significantly. I just kind of worked on these petalish shapes for myself, and I really appreciate that this set actually came with two white paint pens. So if this tip at any point gets really muddled with other colors, I do have a second one, so definitely appreciate that. But as I'm working with it, you never really see the tips start to turn pink or anything like that. It holds up really well to the paint that's underneath it, but it does allow for a buildup of color as well. Not only do I like doing an underpainting of pink just because of the way it makes the entirety of the sketch very vibrant, but I specifically like doing it when I know I'm going to have a large negative space, and I'm not trying to waste an entire paint pen's like ink, but B, I really like the look of that variation of color in comparison to like just really flat opaque color for the sky. And of course you could always blend with these acrylic markers. They blend really well, they layer nicely, but it's a good opportunity to work smarter, not harder, and give the entirety of the page a lot of balance while also still maintaining that variation of color throughout. Okay, I'm back again. I know that this was soon, but let's talk about how these flowers came out because I feel like really trusting the process on this one was such a good move. Like, I didn't apply a lot of detail, I kept it really simple, I let the color talk, and I feel like if you look at these, it's giving flower. It's giving hydrangea, maybe rose, but I think I really tackled like something that was kind of scaring me. And sometimes when I look at them super close, they still give me a little bit of agita. But as I look at the entirety of the page every few seconds, just to make sure it's all coming along, I am really happy with all of, I was going to say the risks that I took. I didn't take any risks. It's just my sketchbook. But I'm really happy with the experiments that I tried out today, and I'm really happy with the growth that I was able to have with these woomer color paint pens. And I'm really excited for one of you guys to be able to, just kind of experiment with these, because they're not just great for sketchbooks, they're also really great with, wood, rocks, literally multi-surface, like whatever you want to get paint on, whatever you want to draw on, this is for that. So I'm really excited to take these down to the beach this summer. And I'd love to hear what you guys plan to do with these Woomer paint pens if you get the opportunity to win them. All you have to do is subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment below what you plan to use the markers for, what you plan to create, and be over 18. From there, I'll use a random comment generator and get the winner picked in 2 weeks. So super excited to see which one of you guys gets the opportunity to play around with these markers and have fun the way I did. But good luck to you all, and you can check out the link down below if you'd like to purchase them beforehand because you want to have some fun too. Okay, and we are done. I'm really excited with how the fireflies and the stars came out. I think it really, helped to balance that negative space and really bring the whole page together. So that's probably one of my favorite pieces. Outside of the rose and outside of the actual tangulu. I really enjoyed the experience behind this, and I'm excited to hear what you guys plan to do. But until then, bye.